friends, what is up? As we draw to the end of 2022, we are still talking about a said topic that quite frankly was exposed, and I mean exposed, during the course of this year. By the way, if you didn't see my previous video that I released earlier today, of course this video right here is coming out tomorrow, which by the way will be Thursday. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, even though it was a little bit late. And while we're going to talk about this story out of Florida where Governor DeSantis is threatening to revoke licenses of places that are allowing these, let's just say these quote-unquote child-friendly drag shows. I have to be careful within the first 2 minutes of these videos. We have to address something else, and it's this little video that came out over this past weekend.
Why? Stop. Why is this thing not hot? I swear to God, if anyone says welcome to womanhood, I'm gonna lose.
Dude, you're not having a period. Dude, it seems to me like what you need to do is take a monster shit. So why don't you go take care of that, and then when you're done, please go see a therapist. Now that we're back on topic, let's go ahead and get to it. So on December the 26th, there was another drag show. Of course, Florida is investigating this right here. Another drag show for kids, apparently, that was attended by the Democrat and mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, which, of course, this person went down to Fort Lauderdale to see it. And, of course, it occurred on December the 26th, the day after Christmas. Now, guys, here's the thing. In 2022, a lot of these incidents were exposed. I did a few videos on that. And I have kind of come to the conclusion that you can't blame the person who's at work for doing what they're doing, but you can blame the parents for carrying them to go see these shows. As a matter of fact, it's the parents' fault for even considering carrying their children to these events. And like I said, I'm giving you guys my personal thoughts, the background, and I'm going to be talking about DeSantis a little bit more here in a second, because threatening to revoke licenses is just not enough. But don't worry, we will get to him soon. The thing is this right here. Parents do not need to be carrying their kids to these events. And the people who run these events, they need to be locked up. They need to go away. They need to actually have an actual perp walk. You know, this right here is crimes against children. You are exposing them to extremely sexually explicit material. Now, guys, there was a show down in Miami, which, by the way, you're seeing some pictures of it now. The best I could do with getting away with what YouTube will allow you to get away with. The thing is this right here. A lot of people argue that that said individual was actually a woman, an actual real biological woman walking around with a child in that place. Either way, the child should not have been in there, and these kids and these parents, quite frankly, need to be shamed for carrying their kids in there. As a matter of fact, these parents, like I said before, they're the ones that are mostly at fault, because how stupid have you got to be, or how evil and how corrupt have you got to be, how thoughtless are you to carry your small child to an event showcasing nudity and, the drag queen, the normal drag queen stuff. Don't get me started on the whole it's not going to lick itself ordeal. That right there was absolutely disgusting. And, of course, these people would eventually get trolled. By the way, that occurred in Texas. Don't worry, we're going to hit Governor Greg Abbott, too. Then again, though, Greg Abbott did recently send migrants to Kamala Harris's home in California. That right there was a story that, quite frankly, I didn't want to cover, because I think at this point in time, as funny as it is, the only thing you're doing is just giving these people more and more visa statuses, and the only thing the federal government is going to do is transfer these people to red and purple states. Of course, that's a part of their actual agenda, but let's get back on topic. Fact of the matter is that kids should not be attending these events. They should not be going anywhere near these events, and I think that just threatening to revoke someone's license is not enough. The owners of these establishments should straight up be locked up. Okay, they should be locked up. They should have a fine. They should be forced to pay a fine, and then they should actually lose their license. There was a few tweets here. And by the way, this guy here, Proud Elephant, this right here is what we like to call a grift account. Okay, this is supposed to be a Republican-led account, but it is a pro-Republican, whoever the nominee is, account. Right now, it's very, very pro-Ron. At one point in time, it was pro-Trump. Before that, it was pro-Romney. It's been around Twitter for a very, very long time. It's just a Republican grift account is what the hell it is. They're saying, well, finally, something's being done about this. No, dude, nothing is being done about this, because he hasn't actually done anything. The only thing he is doing is threatening to revoke the actual licenses. He's not actually doing anything other than that. Threatening to revoke someone's license only gives them more credence to go out there and do it again. It gives them credence to test the freaking waters. What you need to do, Governor DeSantis, is that you need to have your Attorney General and your SBI actually go to these places, shut these places down, arrest the bar owners, arrest the people who schedule the events, if you have to arrest the drag queens themselves for doing explicit acts, or possibly actually abusing the kids, which I think they kind of sort of are, whether they know it or not. You need to actually arrest them, lock them up anywhere between 30 to 90 days. You need to actually have it sit on the record. You need to make their asses pay an actual fine and not only threaten to revoke your license, but actually take their license away from them, suspend the licenses, and not allow them to work in the field again. That right there is what actually needs to happen in this case, because these right here are our children. In my personal opinion, Governor DeSantis is looking a little bit overrated and weak right now. So yes, that right there needs to happen to the people who actually own these establishments and actually do this type of nonsense. However, don't give it too far for someone like Tim Pool or the pro-DeSantis crowd to come out here and say, well, what else could he have freaking done? Okay, dude, I think this guy's completely overrated. I used to like Ron, but now the more and more I look at him, seeing the people who are backing him, the Paul Tudor Joneses, the Ken Griffins, the Jeb Bushes, the people who are pushing him right now, the Mitch McConnells, which, by the way, he hasn't said anything about the whole Kerry Lake situation. He hasn't come out in her defense. All 7 of his actual endorsements also lost, the 7 separate from Donald Trump's, this past midterm cycle. I'm beginning to believe that this guy right here is just straight up overrated and not exactly what people say that he is. A lot of people in Florida, of course, they say that they love him to death, but let me ask you a question. Exactly how strong is he? His big tech bill was a great big giant joke. It had no teeth in it. Number 2, he helped out in pushing the red flag laws. Do I need to remind you?
The threat, there are options. Florida's red flag laws can take away your guns temporarily if you made a credible threat. Many, including the governor, are behind it.
But I just want us to be responsive to that. And the vast majority of these incidences have had red flags. The Marjorie Stoneman Douglas report made that clear. So I think we need to identify that and do something about it.
Did that, by the way, at the exact same time Trump did. It seems to me like they're trying to create a copycat here. Don't worry, we'll do more videos in the future, especially when we get to actual politics, which, by the way, I'm going to try to do a lot less of. But also to go on top of this, the whole Parental Rights Act, the one that they called the Don't Say Gay bill, it only went to the 3rd grade. Then he came right back and said, okay, well, it'll go to the 6th grade. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that these kids at any age, especially when they're in their parents' care, because last I checked, kids were actually under their parents' care until the ages of 16 to 18 years old through high school. Do you think that they need to be getting exposed to this material? Do you think they need to be exposed to these teachers' personal lives at this moment in time? I think 3rd to 6th grade is a little bit light. Maybe you should have made it 9th to 10th grade. Maybe you should have made it freaking 12th for all I care. Go ahead and call me a prude. I really truly don't care. And by the way, while we're on the same topic, like I said before, using taxpayer dollars to send 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard for them to only turn right back around and only get, their own citizenship later on because the Biden administration was legalizing these people, setting them up to vote. I mean, think about it really quick. Is this guy really and truly as strong as he says he is? Not to mention the fact that these drag queen shows, they've been going on down there for a while. And I mean, they've been going on down there for a while, not only there, but also in Texas. Makes you kind of wonder exactly how strong our conservative leadership is. And one more thing, too, and I got to make this point right here. I recall doing some videos on the whole Florida issue with Disney. Disney let go of Bob Chapek, but then they turned right back around and they replaced Bob Chapek with that guy, Bob Iger, the older, more woke CEO that was actually going out of his way to push the political nonsense. I know somebody in the comment section is going to say, well, Disney lost a lot of money. Go woke, go broke. Okay. We haven't seen the actual returns yet from the next year, which, by the way, is going to be the first full year that Iger has been in charge. So I got to kind of wonder, what was the actual point of this entire ordeal? They got rid of the current CEO, the one that you were beating, but then they replaced him with the old woke CEO, which means that Disney is just going to be woker going forward. Let me go ahead and close this video out by saying this here. Governor DeSantis, threatening to revoke licenses is not enough. You need to actually send the FBI in. You need to send law enforcement in. You need to actually shut this crap down. You need to get legislation done banning this crap. This right here is what you need to be doing. You need to do that right there. You need to lock these people up. And you need to also let the parents know that there's going to be some judgment on them if they continue to carry their kids to shows like this. In the meantime, you need to shut these other shows down. This right here is what you need to be doing. So threatening to revoke licenses is pretty freaking weak, which is exactly what I think you really and truly are, because you're being pumped up. You are, quite frankly, overrated. And at this moment in time, I am not impressed. You need to be doing a lot more than what the hell you were doing. Please do me a favor, prove me wrong. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. This video is also going to be on Rumble. I would love for you guys to go join me over there. As a matter of fact, these takes right here, they're going to be going on Rumble come first of the year. The societal projects will start getting released sometime next week. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, give me you guys thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.